Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys. This has been truly one of my favorite episodes of Shield Hero. Definitely was coming soon to see the whole battle take place, just in sense of we haven't seen much of any of just in general the people who really push the story like narrative very close and further, and that would be the people who are the wave. Like they are truly the reason why anything is happening or anything is like progressing forward. So to have the wave back in full effect, to I missed one really. To see just what is going to transpire throughout this show, I think it's a good indication that it's well aware of what we all were pretty much thinking. Like I was saying, we had a wave like within the first, episode and stuff. So I was surprised that it was taking so long to really get into it, because a lot of shows are known for quick uh, jumps into these things, and I feel like this show had the potential to do that. But at the same time, I think that's why I like this show as much as I do, because they didn't do that. They didn't need to go out of their way and push the boundaries to that point simply because they already had this time to flush out, all this time to flush out and to get us this information. It makes it that much easier to understand as a fan that they want you to really grow with these characters, not to mention how big of a role the zombie dragon plays in this episode. Like, he's just literally doing everything he can to get in the way, at this point. So it's this really weird feeling of not only are we dealing with this rage mode, but somehow, some way, this rage mode has now just come attached with uh, a dragon that seemingly grew as it was attached to him, or like as it is a part of him right now, it is somehow still becoming stronger. It's still doing things that I don't think any of us ever expected. And to be honest, I honestly don't know where they were going to take it, but after seeing this, it's clear now to me that they're gonna go in. A lot of people were getting uh, pretty close to dying in this week's episode, which it's also another thing I kind of notice is um, with how the Shield Hero starts to react to everything now. There's not a lot of people who are in danger because he's around, and it must be pretty nice to all of a sudden go from being in grave danger to all of a sudden being able to rely on at least one hero, So it seems like things are changing for the better when it comes down to the villagers and just the overall understanding of what certain heroes could do at certain times. I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot of guarantees that you'll even be saved by these heroes. Be seeing how they are um, not working together at times that they really should be, or they are fighting amongst themselves while they should be battling. It's things like that that can honestly tell you quite a bit about just what you're getting yourself into. And because of that, that's why I feel there's so much more potential that they're trying to set forth, because if they're going to be fighting like this, whoa, buddy. If they're going to be fighting like this during, these important times, it just goes to show you that they're that inexperienced. They're that selfish and that unrefined to what they need to be doing. Not only are they holding weird grudges and, looking at the shield hero some type of way, it also puts into perspective just like how naive they are. Like, guys, if we don't destroy these waves, if we don't save these people, we're probably dead too. Like they're not just gonna be like, oh well, you're not part of this world, so we automatically give you an outing or something. Like, we're not gonna kill you, we're just gonna kill this world. Like, you guys are screwed. Like, you better make this work, guys. And to think that this woman that, started it all is still even alive just kind of rubs me the wrong way. She needs to get bodied. I'm sorry. I can't with her, man. She is so trash. She had the nerve to even talk about like, oh, why would you be helping the shield hero right now? It's like, and are you, and the sword hero said it the best, like, are you going to take care of this? Are you going to go and defeat the freaking Soul Eater? I mean, it had a great anime. I don't think you could defeat Soul Eater. It's this weird hate-love relationship with all these characters that they have, and I love that aspect because I didn't even expect some of these characters to be uh, so like toxic in the sense of no, I didn't want to go to that one. In the sense of how they're going about giving these people their stories and their narratives that they're following, it truly gives me the honest feeling of like there's so much more to come. There's so much more potential, and because of that, I'm ready. Like I'm ready for whatever they drop. It's just whatever comes now at this point in time with this show is definitely going to leave a bigger impression, I feel like, on me because now we have a humanoid who's kind of siding with the wave and wanting the wave to actually win. Or at least from what we can tell, she's, fighting on the wave's behalf because the heroes are so seemingly weak, or like they're not putting up as much of a fight that they would necessarily feel is wanted, I guess you can say. So she shows up and pretty much tells the heroes that she's against them, and because of that, we're looking at a whole new type of fight where if they lose this and they've already beaten like the Soul Eater, which somehow they didn't even beat the Soul Eater. The girl who shows up to fight them is the one who like really beat them. So that's always weird. So I don't know, man. Like they're not doing the best when it comes down to this. So we're definitely going to probably see a lot of new ways of these characters breaking their limitations that they're at right now, and probably reaching a higher skill level. Because I think uh, they should have been able to do that by now. Just by looking at their levels, I think they're just as close to level gap as our main character is. So we're probably going to be seeing them all reach that level gap. But at the same time, man, they are in a rough spot. Like this girl seems pretty ready to destroy anybody in the way. So to think that they're just going to have to all of a sudden take out a like a person that seemingly actually fights day in and day out doesn't seem really likely now. Including with the shield hero going into rage mode, getting this really weird upgrade. I think I would love to talk to some of you guys about what do you think happened or why do you think the certain things were happening with the dragon, because as of right now it just feels like whatever he's been absorbing could have probably had some type of actual opinion, not opinion, but they could have been feeling some type of way once it happened to them, So if you're strong enough, I guess you have your own say in the matter, but if you're not, you can't really do anything about it. So seemingly the dragon was such a strong was such a strong entity that even when it got absorbed, which makes sense because it kept coming back to life, mind you. Um, that once it got absorbed, it pretty much was the answer that we needed to know of what happens to certain things after they're taken in by the shield hero. And this answers it. Like, some things are literally still alive in there and just really mad that they're being dealt the hand that they're being dealt. So I don't know, guys. This was very eye-opening for me to see something as old as the, or like as dead as the dragon is, still becoming a prominent issue as of right now. Seems very scary, depending on how far the show goes and how much more he may capture. I mean, there's no telling what now could be the next being that he kind of like gains or takes over, and then it have a huge weird effect when he goes into rage mode. I think maybe the things that he defeated that had great amount of rage in it will show up, and that's kind of why we're seeing this weird version of this dragon getting to even change up any type of, fighting style. Not to mention when he actually sees his girl in there, he gets this weird, like, understanding that he's doing this for a real reason and he's not just going off of rage to fight all the people that have done him wrong and stuff. So I think that was like, it was pure and honest, like, feel for the power that he was using. And because of that, it became a little bit less of a burden on him or something along those lines. I'm not really sure, guys. Like, for some reason, all of a sudden, uh, we went from him being like stressed out and not knowing really what to do about all of it to all of a sudden his skill being this Iron Maiden and Shield Prison being able to hold a monster that's leap years a higher, not leap years, I guess I shouldn't say that, but he can control a monster that's much higher level than him and even other people that are near him. So it just goes to show you that what the people say after seeing his ability, aka that it was practically a cheat, yeah, that seems about right. I mean, he holds a monster that they couldn't even cause damage to, and seemingly he's either one level below the sword hero or he's like literally the same level as them. So, or at least his sword and his teammates are the same level as the other heroes. So that's the weird part, that he shows up and he can do so much more than them, and why they would call it a cheat in general. So my God, guys. Not to mention my little fluffy chicken girl went in though. She even had the rage of it. So I'm surprised that not all three of them had a little bit of the rage, seeing how she was so close, like all three of them were really close to the fight. But it did make sense because the curse came from the shield and not from it did not come from what's his face, the dragon. So that's why I think the two of the girls have it and not all three of them, because the thing she got hit by was the curse from the shield hero, and that's a whole different monster right there. So I truly, truly can't wait to see what's about to go down, guys. We are very close to probably seeing one of the biggest battles that we're going to see in a while, because to think that this girl jumps down and just smashes the Soul Eater with ease, even though it seemed like it had a little bit more of a fight in it. I mean, sure, it's been beat up and stuff, but like, it seemed like it was ready for at least a little bit more of a round, and she just stomped it out, So that's a pretty clear indication that she might be a lot stronger than she's letting on, and another reason why we'll be looking at quite a great battle next week, if there is an episode next week. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case it may be when you're watching this. Your boy out here hitting them daily uploads. I think I'll be able to get one more video today. I think the compulsive gambler will be out at a decent time today, so I'll try to get that out relatively soon. But with all that being said, guys, I honestly can't wait to see what we get next. We are in for a treat, I feel like, with this show, and not only that, it's been showing us quite quickly that regardless of what happens, something dope is going to come out of it, and we're going to have to just see what that dopeness is going to be after this wave, and what type of lives they might live after they defeat this wave, if they defeat it. And when I say what type of life, it's what are they going to sustain from this battle? Are they going to be injured? Are they going to be okay? Because depending on that is going to be a huge uh like change, or a huge telling side of what's going to be going on their adventures, if they're going to be looking for cures and stuff like that. So alright guys, I will talk to you in the next one. I'm just lost for words. The freaking look that he gets this week, man, with that arm and the shield. Oh my god, just don't get me started. You see the anime G back there? That's me. If you guys make sure to like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated, and I hope to talk to you in the next one. So with that, everybody, have a good day and peace.